Many women have courageously spoken out about how they experience alienation and harassment in gaming.
Men have also faced abuse, so what's your point?
Despite this fact, too many male gamers dismiss the issue as no big deal and insist that there isn't really a problem.
Because there isn't. People are going to play rough on the internet, and when men receive harassment, we tolerate it. We expect the same from women, but that's because we treat them like adults and not children. And while the Pew Research study does show that online gaming doesn't welcome women, it doesn't explain how they came to that conclusion. All it said is that women felt that they were not welcome. And when people like you and Anita are continuously using the term boys club to explain gaming, it wouldn't surprise me that women feel that way.
One of the luxuries of being a member of a privileged group is that the benefits afforded to us often remain invisible to us.
Like having two extremely wealthy parents and not actually having to work for the money that's been given to you. However, that's not an exclusively male thing, John. It just seems to be something that you benefit from.
Working towards solutions requires that male gamers become aware of the ways in which we unconsciously benefit from sexism. We can't work to fix something unless we first understand its effects.
There seems to be only one effect so far. It's the same one we've seen in the STEM field. Women are constantly being told that going into these fields will make them unhappy because the men within these fields are actively harassing and mistreating women because they're all misogynist. We hear the same in gaming. For years we've been told that women are mistreated by gamers when in reality they're treated like everyone else behind a keyboard.
With that in mind, the following is a checklist of some of the concrete benefits that male gamers automatically receive simply for being men.
Oh, this is going to be good. I want to play a little game with you guys. Every time they say something that would apply to either both genders or apply to a very, 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 very small amount of female gamers, I want you guys to take a shot. You ready? Let's go.
I can choose to remain completely oblivious or indifferent to the harassment that many women face in gaming spaces.
So can women. And again, this ignores the harassment that men face as well.
I am never told that video games or the surrounding culture is not intended for me because I am male.
To be honest, this is something I hear coming out of your ilk's mouth more often than anywhere else. I don't think I've ever met a gamer who honestly thought the idea of women coming to play games was something that he disagreed with. Instead, you constantly tell him that's something that he disagrees with, in which he has to defend himself to no avail because you rarely, if ever, listen.
I can publicly post my username, gamertag, or contact information online without having to fear being stalked or sexually harassed because of my gender.
You know what's funny? I've been stalked, sexually harassed, and attacked, and I'm a male. So I'm glad that works out for you. That doesn't mean it works out for everyone.
I will never be asked to prove my gaming cred simply because of my gender.
Oh no, that's the real issue. I'm so sorry we have to wade through tons of women who leave their tits hanging out while they play a custom game of League of Legends on Twitch TV so Ahmed and Mohammed will continue to send them thousands of Saudi Arabian dollars. If these women didn't dirty your image, it wouldn't be an issue to us. Don't blame us for wanting to talk to someone who actually gives a fuck about our hobby.
If I enthusiastically express my fondness for video games, no one will automatically assume I'm faking my interest just to get attention from other gamers.
Again, this applies to you. I've seen many men get called out for being fake fanboys or for latching onto something that was popular that if it wasn't popular they wouldn't give a fuck about. Humans by nature have a strong desire to fit in with any social group, and that's regardless of gender.
I can look at practically any gaming website, show, or magazine and see the voices of people of my own gender widely represented.
Why does that even matter? If every person who was on a tech show or in a magazine was a black woman, why would I give a fuck? You know the old show X-Play before they ruined it? You know what my favorite part about that was? Morgan Webb, because I agreed with her more often than not. I don't give a fuck about a person's gender or their race as long as I agree with their opinion. And their gender or their race doesn't make their opinion any more valid when it comes to gaming.
When I go to a gaming event or convention, I can be relatively certain that I won't be harassed, groped, propositioned, or catcalled by total strangers.
Congratulations on finding the one black guy who actually wanted to be a part of this fucking train wreck. But you're right, we should cancel E3 because it's a den of rape. I mean, there hasn't been any arrests at E3 or PAX about rapes, but it has to happen. Every woman everywhere is raped or molested or groped or something. You know what, I have an idea. How about we keep them in the house? Yeah, let's pass a law that makes it so women can't go outside without the company of a man to protect her, because she's just too weak both physically and mentally to deal with the outside.
I will never be asked or expected to speak for all other gamers who share my gender.
No, don't even worry about it. Anita and John already speak for them, so they don't need to speak for themselves.
I can be sure that my gaming performance, good or bad, won't be attributed to or reflect on my gender as a whole.
If it wasn't about gender, it'd be about something else. I've heard plenty of times that I did poorly because I'm a retard. And even then, why does that matter? Smack talk is nothing new in gaming. Wanting to take the competitive nature out of competition is for pussies.
My gaming ability will never be called into question based on unrelated natural biological functions.
Oh, great. It's Tim fucking Schafer. I'm not even actually going to reply to his comment until I see what he did with the 3.3 million.
I can be relatively sure my thoughts about video games won't be dismissed or attacked based solely on my tone of voice, even if I speak in an aggressive, obnoxious, crude, or flippant manner.
Well, that was an absolute lie, and I think anyone watching this can actually find out that that is a lie on their own, so I don't really need to explain that one, do I?
I can openly say that my favorite games are casual, odd, non-violent, artistic, or cute, without fear that my opinions will reinforce a stereotype that men are not real gamers.
No, you're what we'd call a casual gamer, which is absolutely fine. However, you also have a fucking ugly mustache, so you may just have shitty taste.
When purchasing most major video games in a store, chances are I will not be asked if, or assumed to be, buying it for a wife, daughter, or girlfriend.
How often does that actually happen? And again, who cares what some part-time worker at the convenience store of video games has to say to you?
The vast majority of game studios, past and present, have been led and populated primarily by people of my own gender, and as such, most of their products have been specifically designed to cater to my demographic.
Yes, nerdy men built gaming by selling games that they themselves would play. That's not privilege, that's a fucking fact. If you don't like it, do what Zoe Quinn, Brianna Wu, or the Fine Young Capitalists are doing and make your own fucking game.
I can walk into any gaming store and see images of my gender widely represented as powerful heroes, dastardly villains, and non-playable characters alike.
So can women. Your point is moot.
I will almost always have the option to play a character of my gender, as most protagonists or heroes will be male by default.
Oh god, no. Oh, how horrible. Oh, you have to play as another gender. Oh god, that's terrible. You're right. Oh god, I remember how much I hated the new Tomb Raider because as a female Oh, wait. It's a fantastic game and I actually like it because, like any normal human being, I'm able to look past the gender and see the human side of the character. I don't just say, oh shit, it has a vagina, therefore all its struggles do not resonate with me.
I do not have to carefully navigate my engagement with online communities or gaming spaces in order to avoid or mitigate the possibility of being harassed because of my gender.
Again, men are harassed. You're just rewording things you've already said. This should be a list of like 5 stupid things that you just reworded over and over again.
I probably never think about hiding my real-life gender online through my gamer name, my avatar choice, or by muting voice chat out of fear of harassment resulting from my being male.
That's you. You don't speak for all men, so stop trying to.
When I enter an online game, I can be relatively sure I won't be attacked or harassed if and when my real-life gender is made public.
You see, we've heard that one too. Have you ever played the game Team Fortress 2? There are plenty of women who play that game just fine without being attacked or harassed by anybody.
If I am trash-talked or verbally berated while playing online, it will not be because I am male, nor will my gender be invoked as an insult.
Your sexuality can be brought up. Mine has. You know what I did? I shrugged it off. I also had my race attacked. You know what I did? I shrugged it off. Why? Because no one of merit should give a shit what some dipshit on Call of Duty says about you and your mother. But let's get down to the basic fact here. Your complaint right now is you're not trash-talking people properly. Fuck off.
While playing online with people I don't know, I won't be interrogated about the size and shape of my real-life body parts, nor will I be pressured to share intimate details about my sex life for the pleasure of other players.
Okay, so that's the stupidest thing I've heard so far. I've heard plenty of people ask about the size of my dick, how many people I've slept with, and how I engage in sexual intercourse with them. Also, your music is shitty and your lisp is worse than mine.
Complete strangers generally do not send me unsolicited images of their genitalia or demand to see me naked on the basis of being a male gamer.
I don't think that happens to that many people at all. I'd hardly call that privilege.
In multiplayer games, I can be pretty sure that conversations between other players will not focus on speculation about my attractiveness or sexual availability in real life.
Oh god, that's good shit. Anyway, I'm sorry that no one talks about how sexy you are, Adam, but then again, this is just rewording a previous comment. Just because it comes out of the mouth of a washed-up has-been doesn't make it any more relevant or important.
If I choose to point out sexism in gaming, my observations will not be seen as self-serving, and will therefore be perceived as more credible and worthy of respect than those of my female counterparts, even if they are saying the exact same thing.
oh hey look, it's the offspring of a younger, more attractive Brianna Wu and a giraffe. No, see, you would be a self-serving leech if you launched a Kickstarter to start a series of shitty YouTube videos that you said would be done within a year and then failed to deliver on those promises even after you raised much more than what you initially wanted. And when those products did come out, you couldn't even be bothered to record your own video game footage and ended up just stealing from more talented YouTubers without even giving them credit.
Because it was created by a straight white man, this checklist will likely be taken more seriously than if it had been written by virtually any female gamer.
No. No.
These benefits should not be reserved for men.
This list is not meant to suggest that male gamers are always treated well.
Sometimes we are bullied.
Or subjected to online nastiness.
But it's not based on or because of our gender.
In order to make change,
first we need to acknowledge the problem.
And then we must take responsibility for it as a community.
So we can actively work together
with people of all genders
to dismantle the parts of gaming culture
that perpetuate these imbalances.
All people of all genders
must be treated with respect and dignity.
Together, we can make gaming better.
Together, we will make gaming better.
So let's get real here for a minute. Are there problems within the gaming community? Absolutely. But that has very little to do with gaming. It has more to do with the fact that when you're on the internet and you're anonymous, you're able to have great power and you're able to take great risk. Now, is there any way to really fix that? I don't think so. We can always strive to improve our communities and our openness to accept anybody, which we have done and done great strides within the last 20 years. Gays, transgender people, and women are more welcome in gaming now than they ever have been before. But it has very little to do with what you are trying to push and the agenda that you're trying to push. Instead, it has to do with the fact that the general populace themselves are left-leaning individuals. Younger people seem to be more liberal than their elder counterparts. We are one of the most liberal generations there is. We're not your kind of liberal. We're moderate left liberals. We are always going to be more welcoming, and as time goes on, we'll become more and more welcoming to women. But the fact of the matter is, as long as you people continue to acknowledge and continue to respond to harassment, people are going to harass you, because that's exactly what a troll wants. They want a reaction. You give them that reaction by making stupid fucking videos like this. People are always going to be harassed on the internet until we're able to police the internet to the point where it's not free for anybody. And I'm sorry, if I had to choose between freedom on the internet to do what I wanted to do, but people are going to get harassed, and policing the internet to limit my freedom on it, but people don't get harassed, I'm going to say I want the freedom. That's the way things go. Are there problems that women face within gaming? Absolutely. I definitely agree on the idea that women are stalked more. I mean, that scientifically that has been proven. They are stalked far more than men are. Is that a problem? Absolutely. Should we deal with that problem? Absolutely. Do you know how we deal with that problem? You make a video saying how to help women who are being stalked online. You do not make a video saying the benefits while gaming male. Because all that does is demonize the male gender instead of wanting to actually aid the female gender. And if you wanted to aid the female gender, I'd be all behind it and I wouldn't have made this video response.
Hitler and Germany. Deutschland is happy and gay.